A Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, carrying 239 passengers, including 4 Americans, has mysteriously disappeared. This incident has become one of aviation's greatest enigmas. Since its baffling disappearance in 2014, the world has been captivated by the countless unanswered questions surrounding the flight. Now, a significant new clue uncovered by dedicated researchers might finally lead us to its resting place, potentially solving one of aviation's most perplexing puzzles. We could be on the verge of uncovering not just the location of the plane, but also some startling truths. Join us as we delve into this remarkable discovery and what it could mean for the mystery of MH370. Flight MH370 was scheduled for a relatively short journey, just over 6 hours long. The pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, was 53 years old and highly skilled, with over 18,000 flying hours under his belt. He was well acquainted with this route and often shared his love for aviation online. Accompanying him in the cockpit was First Officer Fariq Abdul Hamid, just 27 years old, with 2,763 flying hours. This flight was a training opportunity for him, tragically becoming his last. As the plane took off from runway 32R, it climbed into the night sky, heading northeast over the South China Sea. After reaching a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, the crew confirmed their height with Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control. As the flight neared the border of Vietnamese airspace, Malaysian Air Traffic Control offered their usual nighttime farewell, handing over to Ho Chi Minh City controllers. Captain Zahari responded with a simple good night. However, the worst was yet to come. As the flight progressed, something unusual occurred that would leave the world seeking answers. The aircraft reappeared on radar, but it wasn't following its intended route. Instead, it turned back, flying southwest across the Malay Peninsula before changing direction once more and heading northwest over the Strait of Malacca. What caused these sudden deviations? Was it mechanical failure, intentional actions, or something entirely different? No one knew for certain. During this confusion, another pilot attempted to contact Flight 370 via an international distress frequency to relay a message from Vietnamese air traffic control. They made a connection, but all that was heard was muffled sounds and static, adding to the growing worry. The Malaysian military radar soon lost the aircraft's signal over the Andaman Sea, indicating serious trouble. Shortly thereafter, air traffic controllers delivered the shocking news. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 had vanished from their radar. This revelation prompted an immediate search effort. The airline reached out to other air traffic centers and nearby flights, desperately seeking information about the missing plane. By early morning, search efforts intensified, focusing on the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, the last known locations of the aircraft. Everyone involved was committed to finding the plane, hoping for answers to its sudden and mysterious disappearance. One notable account came from a fisherman near Kota Baru, who reported seeing an aircraft flying unusually low. Similarly, an oil rig worker 2,999 kilometers southeast of Langkawi reported witnessing something in the sky on fire that morning. These alarming sights led Vietnamese authorities to initiate a search and rescue operation. However, eyewitness accounts added to the confusion, leaving everyone eager for clarity. Reports also emerged from Indonesian fishermen claiming they witnessed a plane crash in the Malacca Strait. These sightings fueled uncertainty about what had happened to the flight. 3 months later, a British woman sailing in the Indian Ocean reported seeing a plane engulfed in flames, further complicating the narrative. While these accounts differed, they all suggested something extraordinary had transpired, leaving more questions than answers regarding the fate of the passengers and crew. Driven by hope and determination, search teams continued their quest for the truth in this tragic chapter of aviation history. As the investigation progressed, signals from the plane to a satellite provided crucial clues. These signals, like indirect messages, indicated that the plane was still airborne hours after it had disappeared from radar, a remarkable revelation. On March 15th, Inmarsat released vital yet ambiguous details. While they didn't pinpoint the exact location, The data indicated two possible flight paths, one heading south toward the Indian Ocean southwest of Australia, and another stretching north from Vietnam to Turkmenistan. With the plane still missing, search strategies dramatically shifted, focusing away from the South China Sea and Gulf of Thailand toward these new potential routes. As investigators considered where the aircraft might have gone, it was initially suggested that it could have flown north over countries like Thailand and Kazakhstan. However, this theory was quickly dismissed due to the tight military radar surveillance in those areas, leaving the search to expand into more complex regions. On March 24, 2014, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak delivered a heartbreaking update, announcing that after thorough analysis of the last signals from the missing plane, experts concluded it had likely ended in the southern Indian Ocean. With no potential landing spots in the vicinity, this realization marked a devastating turn, suggesting that the aircraft and everyone aboard had probably plunged into the sea. This tragic event marked a dark moment in aviation history, especially for those connected to Flight 370. It became the deadliest incident for a Boeing 777 and held that grim record for 131 days until another tragedy struck when Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 was shot down on July 17, 2014, claiming 298 lives. The suspected crash site lay in a remote part of the ocean, but on April 6, 2014, an Australian ship detected signals that might have originated from the plane's black box. These signals matched the satellite data, igniting hope for finding the aircraft. However, doubts remained about whether these signals truly belonged to Flight 370. Despite thorough searches conducted by underwater robots, no wreckage was found, and efforts continued until June 2015, when hope began to dwindle. The real breakthrough came on July 29, 2015, when a piece of the right wing, known as a flaperon, was discovered on a remote beach on Reunion Island, approximately 3,700 kilometers west of the previous search area. Over the next 18 months, 26 additional items were found on beaches in Tanzania, Mozambique, South Africa, Madagascar, and Mauritius. Of these, 3 pieces were confirmed to be from the missing plane, while 17 were highly likely to be associated with it. Investigations suggested that the plane had broken apart, though it remained unclear if this occurred in the air or upon impact with the water. As authorities examined the wing parts from Reunion Island and another piece found in Tanzania, new insights emerged about the plane's final moments. It appeared that the aircraft had not been guided for a gentle water landing. Some experts theorized it might have entered the ocean in a steep dive. By January 2017, the governments of Malaysia, Australia, and China decided to halt their official search efforts, yet a U.S. company, Ocean Infinity, continued until May 2017, albeit without conclusive results. In 2018, a report from Malaysia suggested that the plane may have been deliberately diverted, casting doubt on the idea of mechanical failure. This revelation raised the chilling possibility that someone had taken control of the aircraft. In the wake of the disappearance, there was rampant speculation regarding various scenarios, including the unsettling thought of hijacking. It came to light that 2 passengers boarded the flight using stolen passports, one Austrian and one Italian, previously reported missing in Thailand. Interpol confirmed these passports were on their list of lost and stolen documents, raising further concerns. Investigators scrutinized the backgrounds of all passengers, while China closely examined its nationals aboard. Although no links to violent or terrorist activities were discovered, one individual, a flight engineer, did draw suspicion. Dramatic theories emerged, suggesting that Russian agents might have taken over the plane, diverting it to Kazakhstan to distract from geopolitical tensions. While intriguing, this theory remained unproven. Compounding the mystery, reports of passengers' cell phones ringing after the flight's disappearance surfaced, hinting that perhaps the plane had not crashed as feared. However, telecom experts explained that a phone ringing does not guarantee a connection, leading to more speculation. The enigma deepened when Flight 370 suddenly changed course and went silent. Was it hijacked, or did something else occur? In The Vanishing of Flight 370, Captain Zahari is mentioned as the flight, with its passengers, simply disappeared into the night. While some suggested hijacking, the lack of communication from passengers, especially in our connected age, was puzzling. Military radar data further complicated matters, revealing the plane's erratic altitude changes, rising to 45,000 feet and dropping to 23,000 feet, before stabilizing at 29,500 feet. This unusual behavior only fueled speculation and left many wondering what truly happened during those critical moments. As the investigation progressed, authorities interviewed over 170 individuals, including families and colleagues of the crew. Captain Zahari faced scrutiny as eerie theories suggested he may have planned the crash due to personal issues. Investigators found that Zahari owned a flight simulator with a route alarmingly similar to Flight 370's path. However, investigators ultimately dismissed these theories, revealing no definitive evidence. The families of those aboard Flight MH370 continue to grapple with uncertainty. In March 2018, on the 4th anniversary of the flight's disappearance, relatives organized a memorial for their loved ones. They remained determined to keep their memories alive while still searching for answers. As the years pass, the mystery of Flight MH370 remains unsolved, a haunting reminder of the complexities of human nature and the unpredictability of aviation. Could there be an explanation for its disappearance? What truly happened to the passengers and crew aboard that fateful flight? The world continues to wonder. What are your thoughts on the fate of Flight MH370? Share your theories in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more explorations into unsolved mysteries.